Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Dai Go Premanande Haribo. Well, what a day, huh? Almost too much to handle. We have an abbreviated session tonight, but we'll make the most of it. Let's start with the last 10 verses of the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. We'll do from 45 to 55. How many verses are there in chapter 11? Okay, good. We first offer our respectful obeisances to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for giving us the Bhagavad Gita as it is. And to Lord Krishna for saving the world in one fell swoop by speaking the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Adrishta purvam rishitosmi drishtva bayena cha pravratitam mano me, page 336. Tadeva me darshaya deva rupam prasida devesha jagannivasa giritanam gandanam chakrahastam Ishchami tvam drashtum aham tathaiva Tenaiva rupena chaturbhujena sahasrabaho bhava vishvamurte Shri Bhagavan uvacha maya prasannena tavarjunedam rupam param darshitam atma yogat tejo mayam vishramanantamadhyam Yanme tvad anyena nadrishta purvam Naveda yagnad yananer nadaner Nachakriyad bhir natapo birugrai Evam rupa shakya aham riloke Drashtun tvad anyena kuru pravira Mate vyatama chavimura bhavo Drishva rupam kodam idrin mamedam Vyapeta viprita manapunastvam Tadeva me rupamidam prapashya Sanjaya uvacha Ityarjunam vasudevas tatokva Swakam rupam darshayam asabhuya Svayam asacha pitamenam Budva puna saumya vapur mahatma Arjuna uvacha Trishvedam manusham rupam Tava saumyam janardana Idanim asmi sambrita Sacheta prakritim gata Shri Bhagavan uvacha Sududarsham idam rupam Drishtavan asyan mama Deva apyasya rupasya Nityam darshana kankshina Naham vedarna tapasa Na danina na chejaya Shakya evam vido drashtum Drishtavan asimam yata Bhaktya tvananyaya shakya aham evam vidorjuna gyatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa mat karma krin mat paramo mad bhakta sangha varjita nivaira sarvabhuteshu yasamam eti pandava Om Tat Sariti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Supanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Sambhade Vishwarup Darshan Yogo Nama Ekadasho Dhyayaha Hari Om. Now, most of the way down page 343, we'll start up with the translations. Starting with text 45. After seeing this universal form, which I have never seen before, I'm gladdened, but at the same time my mind is disturbed with fear. Therefore, please bestow your grace upon me and reveal again your form as the personality of Godhead, O Lord of Lords, O abode of the universe. O universal form, O thousand-armed Lord, I wish to see you in your four-armed form, with helmeted head and with club, wheel, conch, and lotus flower in your hands. I long to see you in that form. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Arjuna, happily have I shown you by my internal potency this supreme universal form within the material world. No one before you has ever seen this primal form, unlimited and full of glaring effulgence. O best of the Kuru warriors, no one before you has ever seen this universal form of mine, for neither by studying the Vedas, nor by performing sacrifices, nor by charity, nor by pious activities, nor by severe penances can I be seen in this form in the material world. You have been perturbed and bewildered by seeing this horrible feature of mine. Now let it be finished. My devotee, be free again from all disturbances. With a peaceful mind, you can now see the form you desire. Sanjaya said to Dhritarashtra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, having spoken thus to Arjuna, displayed his real four-armed form and at last showed his two-armed form, thus encouraging the fearful Arjuna. When Arjuna thus saw Krishna in his original form, he said, O Janardhan, seeing this human-like form, so very beautiful, I am now composed in mind, and am restored to my original nature. The Supreme Personality of God had said, My dear Arjuna, this form of mine you are now seeing is very difficult to behold. Even the demigods are ever seeking the opportunity to see this form, which is so dear. The form you are seeing with your transcendental eyes cannot be understood simply by studying the Vedas, nor by undergoing serious penances, nor by charity, nor by worship. It is not by these means that one can see me as I am. My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am, standing before you, and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into the mysteries of my understanding. My dear Arjuna, he who engages in my pure devotional service, free from the contaminations of fruitive activities and mental speculation, he who works for me, who makes me the supreme goal of his life, and who is friendly to every living being, he certainly comes to me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, we're on the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 5th chapter. Hare Krishna, Bhakti and Simran's back, and now 100% married. Congratulations. Welcome back. And Part's here? There he is, unmistakably. Hare Krishna. Congratulations to both of you. What a fantastic wedding. It was really fun being there. Thank you. Highly consequential. Where are we in the 18? 21. Tvam atmanatmanam eveyamo hadrik amoghadrik parasya pungsa paramatmana kalam ajam prajatam jagata shivayatan mahanubhava vyudayotikanyatam. And the translation is being spoken by Narada Muni to Vyasadeva. Your goodness has perfect vision. You yourself can know the supersoul personality of Godhead because you are present as the plenary portion of the Lord. Although you are birthless, you have appeared on this earth for the well-being of all people. Please therefore describe the transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna more vividly. Purport: Srila Vyasadeva is the empowered plenary portion incarnation of the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna. He descended by his causeless mercy to deliver the fallen souls in the material world. The fallen and forgotten souls are detached from the transcendental loving service of the Lord. The living entities are parts and parcels of the Lord, and they are eternally servitors of the Lord. All the Vedic literatures, therefore, are put into systematic order for the benefit of the fallen souls. And it is the duty of the fallen souls to take advantage of such literatures and be freed from the bondage of material existence. Although formally Srila Narada Rishi is his spiritual master, Srila Vyasadeva is not at all dependent on a spiritual master, because in essence he is the spiritual master of everyone else. But because he is doing the work of an acharya, he has taught us by his own conduct that one must have a spiritual master, even though he be God himself. Lord Sri Krishna, Lord Sri Rama, and Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all incarnations of Godhead, accepted formal spiritual masters, although by their transcendental nature, they were cognizant of all knowledge. In order to direct people in general to the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna, he himself, in the incarnation of Vyasadeva, is delineating the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. I'm going to do one more, as I feel like it. Idam hipum samstapasa shritasya va shwistasya suktasya tabuddhidattayo avichutarta kavibirna rupato yaduttamashlaka gunanuvarnanam. Learned circles have positively concluded that the infallible purpose of the advancement of knowledge, namely austerities, study of the Vedas, sacrifice, chanting of hymns and charity, culminates in the transcendental descriptions of the Lord who is defined in choice poetry. Purport: human intellect is developed for advancement of learning in art, science, philosophy, physics, chemistry, psychology, economics, politics, etc. By culture of such knowledge, the human society can attain perfection of life. This perfection of life culminates in the realization of the Supreme Being, Vishnu. The Shruti therefore directs that those who are actually advanced in learning should aspire for the service of Lord Vishnu. Unfortunately, persons who are enamored by the external beauty of Vishnu Maya do not understand that culmination of perfection or self-realization depends on Vishnu. Vishnu Maya means sense enjoyment, which is transient and miserable. Those who are entrapped by Vishnu Maya utilize advancement of knowledge for sense enjoyment. Sri Narada Muni has explained that all paraphernalia of the cosmic universe is but an emanation from the Lord out of his different energies, because the Lord has set in motion by his inconceivable energy the actions and reactions of the created manifestation. They have come to be out of his energy. They rest on his energy, and after annihilation, they merge into him. Nothing is, therefore, different from him, but at the same time, the Lord is always different from them. When advancement of knowledge is applied in the service of the Lord, the whole process becomes absolute. The personality of Godhead and his transcendental name, fame, glory, etc., are all non-different from him. Therefore, all the sages and devotees of the Lord have recommended that the subject matter of art, science, philosophy, physics, chemistry, psychology, and all other branches of knowledge should be wholly and solely applied to the service of the Lord. Art, literature, poetry, painting, etc., may be used in glorifying the Lord. The fiction writers, poets, and celebrated litterateurs are generally engaged in writing of sensuous subjects. But if they turn toward the service of the Lord, they can describe the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. Valmiki was a great poet, and similarly Vyasadeva is a great writer. And both of them have absolutely engaged themselves in delineating the transcendental activities of the Lord, and by so doing have become immortal. Similarly, science and philosophy also should be applied in the service of the Lord. There's no use presenting dry speculative theories for sense gratification. Philosophy and science should be engaged to establish the glory of the Lord. Advanced people are eager to understand the absolute truth through the medium of science, and therefore a great scientist should endeavor to prove the existence of the Lord on a scientific basis. Similarly, philosophical speculations should be utilized to establish the supreme truth as sentient and all-powerful. Similarly, all other branches of knowledge should always be engaged in the service of the Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita also, the same is affirmed. All knowledge, quote-unquote, not engaged in the service of the Lord is but nescience. Real utilization of advanced knowledge is to establish the glories of the Lord, and that is the real import. Scientific knowledge engaged in the service of the Lord and all similar activities are all factually Hari Kirtan, or glorification of the Lord. So, tomorrow's our last outing into the Dham. Some of you are leaving, I heard. And usually at the end of each segment of the yatra, we have reflections. Reflections means it's nice to hear what you've absorbed while on the yatra. It's not usually possible to get to everybody, but those who have something they wish to share and can present it in something slightly shorter than Bhagavatam class are always much appreciated by others because everyone gets something and has some anecdote or dream or realization, something they're remembering. It could be very useful. So I was thinking that we could start now because who knows what tomorrow will bring. And I wonder what you thought of the idea. And we get to see a few reactions. I got about a 3% return on that. I'm running behind in the polls. Yeah? All right. Well, we also have, I know we have poetical people in the audience and also those who like to write things down. For you, I'm going to pilfer some of these because I like index cards before I give them out. Just thinking I need one. For those of you who like to write things down, we have these index cards, one of the wonders of the world. A little card where you can hold just enough knowledge to carry it around in your pocket. You already have them. This is one of the best technologies on the planet, along with people used to write with a quill, and it was quite messy. It's a very advanced technology. This and this can change our lives. In any case, anybody who wants a card, please ask Kameshri. She'll gladly hand you one. And all you need to do is raise your hand. We'll give you the microphone, and we'll start with Maha Bhagavat Prabhu.
Thank you very much for reminding us that this atmosphere that you have so lovingly created can be recreated simply by engaging in hearing and chanting from Srila Prabhupada's books. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Haribol. That's part of it. We clap after each one. We've tested it both ways, and it's much nicer clapping after each one.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I just like to say this is my first yatra, and I am amazed at all of the devotees carrying the chairs, the mats, getting it prepared, all the work that has gone into taking this, and it was an amazing experience. And I will take this home with me and share it with our temple. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Along with what Paneshwari said, I wanted to add something about Dham. It is truly transformation spiritually. Just the way you explain and the whole package, it's just, there is no words. I don't have any words how much I am taking it away, and hopefully I will, and I've written it down and I'll share. We have a group in San Diego with that we have to share. They are waiting, so I'm very thankful, and I know you and Guruma non-stop during Yatra gave us so much nectar and so much more. So thank you so much for everything. Hare Krishna.
Gopal, going early tonight.
Hare Krishna. Today is my Guru Maharaj's Bhakti Tirtha Swami's Vyasa Puja, and I was deeply meditating on being with him in Govindakund. And then again, with this whole Yatra group, Sangha, I was feeling his presence quite strongly. And then I started to reflect on one of his main services to Srila Prabhupada, which was the library party, placing sometimes not full sets of Bhagavatams, because Srila Prabhupada hadn't finished writing, but he was getting standing orders for the books, which meant that when they were published, they would be sent. And so that was reminding me also of your mission of sets of Bhagavatams. And so today I prayed to my Guru Maharaj deeply that somehow I may be able to assist the BBT in also doing the same, even it might be just small token contribution.
Big one for you.
Yeah. And thank you.
Thank you. Oh, did you have more? You said Enda. I thought there was a poem coming.
In process.
Working on it, okay. He read a poem in Puri. It was really good.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I just wanted to say, in Jagannath Puri book distribution, it was very different coming to Vrindavan, and I learned a lot about patience and how I just thought that coming from Jagannath Puri, doing so much book distribution where the people were so receptive, coming to Vrindavan, they would be equally receptive, and that was not the case. So much so that I even one day I was like, okay, I'm just not gonna do book distribution today. I'm just gonna do the Harinam. And then the next day, when Mataji came to me, she's like, I didn't see you doing any book distribution. I was like, yeah, Mataji, I didn't have a good experience with it. And she's like, no, you have to keep trying. It does not, you can't just put it down. And so I think every dham is different, even if the Lord is the same. And I think I learned a lot about patience in Vrindavan, that everything will not come to me in a snap, and I have to try hard for Krishna, even if it's not going to be easy for me.
Is that Nitin?
So this may not exactly be a reflection. So yesterday I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who lives in the area. And we were just talking about the day, how it went yesterday, and I was just quoting some stuff that you had mentioned. And he told me a little, not a story, but like a little friend of theirs, his, mentioned something about Vrindavan, and that got me a little not confused, but I started to wonder. He said that a friend gave him feedback about the Dham, that you see the beauty and you also see the rot at the Dham, but that's the reality, and it can be transformational. Now, I have a little question. It's hard for me to see the beauty a lot in the Dham sometimes. So any advice you may give, how I may focus on the beauty more than everything else?
It comes by service in the Dham. When we're service-minded and we're thinking what we can do to serve the devotees or to serve the Dham or to serve the deities, when you get in that flow, then the beauty naturally is revealed, or Krishna reveals the beauty, his beauty, and we become qualified to see the beauty of the Dham. So more service, and that pretty much goes for anywhere, but it includes the Dham as well. Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I had some couple points. When we were in Raman Reti, there was one devotee sitting just at the side. He was not playing with the sand. And I approached him for a book. And he was like, no, I don't want any book. But he took a sticker. And then he asked what is written there. I said, Hare Krishna. So I said, please say Hare Krishna. He said Hare Krishna. And 1 minute later, he came, okay, just show me what book you have. And gave a nice donation. And one thing which I realized today, there's so many great, amazing devotees which are here in the yatra, and we are walking. I'm walking behind them. It felt really nice. I felt so fortunate to walk behind them. They have given all their life to this mission, so I was feeling very good. And there's so many nice Toronto devotees I'm seeing after so long, so I'm feeling very grateful. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
A reflection I had today was as we were in the rickshaw going around Govardhan, I started to see the different types of hierarchy in society. I didn't realize before, because you mentioned about hierarchy, I think, yesterday in your class. And then it's somehow linked when I saw all the public and everyone was in different types of jobs and or even just levels of society, and I could see it very pronounced.
Raise your hand. Okay.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. As I was reflecting back this whole yatra, the heart feels heavy. The heart feels heavy that it is coming to an end. When I started, coming for this yatra, I thought that my main service will be Kishori, but I'm very grateful to all the devotees. By their mercy, I could do little book distribution. So this Vrindavan yatra, I've been reflecting a lot on, doing this little bit of seva in Vrindavan Dham, and also from the airport from Jagannath Puri to Vrindavan. I have two reflections from that. When we were in the airport, in the Puri airport, and we were distributing books. I think everyone were in that flow. All the people who were coming also at the airport were all very pious, and they were ready to grab all the books. And even the air hostess, we appreciated their service, and they instantly said, we want Bhagavad Gita, and they became happy and joyful, and they took 2 Bhagavad Gitas, they took and they gave the Lakshmi. And then we were just about to board, we met a person, and we started speaking, and he said that he gave, I gave him one small book, and he gave 1,000 rupees. And he said that this year I gave a donation of 1 crore to an ISKCON temple. And then that time I was thinking that I should have had Gram Vidyadan, some poster to show him, but we missed that opportunity. But I think I was, how Krishna sends these people to do some seva here. And just one more reflection. I was, while distributing books in Vrindavan, I was feeling what qualification I have to enter this dham, and what qualification I have to distribute these books to these exalted devotees of Lord Krishna in this holy dham of Vrindavan. In Raman Reti, while Kirtan was going on, we saw one police officer in the corner, and there were a line of huts. And every hut, there were some monk, basically, some pujari were there, and they were talking to that police officer. We did all the 3 steps, gave them the lollipop, gave them the sticker, and then a book. Then we showed the language card. The police officer, before even he was thinking about it, the pujari said, follow me. And we followed him to the altar. He went inside the altar, gave good Lakshmi, and also got some prasadam from the altar. And the whole incident, I felt very small in front of them to do this tiny service. And realizing that I have no qualification to even do, or even come here, but I got this opportunity to do this service. But I'm just thinking the reason is your causeless mercy. Your causeless mercy that has allowed us to enter this holy dham, listen to Krishna Katha, chant, and do even seva here, and be absorbed. We are very, very grateful for this service and this opportunity. And we are very grateful to all the devotees for embracing us. And we would also seek forgiveness for any inconvenience we caused. But just thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. It's such a pleasure. I'm coming after 2018 or 17 now. And it is, I'm so happy that I listen to your lectures every day in the morning. But listening to you one-to-one, it makes such a difference. And Guru Maharaj, the other day, you said sound originates from the spiritual world. And it really struck my heart and told me that whatever I'm reading with the mercy of my Gurudev, my Shiksha Gurus, it's spiritual, and I must follow it strictly. And I should be totally disciplined. When I see here everyone working so hard, they are so disciplined. Coming to the Dham has taught me that I should be much more disciplined. I'm no more qualified, but these young boys and girls are teaching me. I'm very happy to see them. And you said human beings have a refined intelligence. I really loved it because we underestimate ourselves. I always tell Shraddha Mataji, I can't remember the shlokas. And then I said, no, Guru Maharaji has said we have refined intelligence, so we can do it. I will surely try myself. I will surely try learning them. Then, Guru Maharaji, you said that this mind keeps on telling you something or the other. which is, the material things attract you. Don't get attracted. Shut it down. And then listen and do what is required to be done. And Guru Maharaj, I experienced it in my practical life. My tooth were hurting, and I went to the doctor. So they had extracted some of them and planted some of them. So they were doing this. It was very painful. First day, I was really literally crying. And second day, I remembered your words that your mind, keep your mind away when you have, this kind of a situation. And Guru Maharaj, you won't believe, second day when I went there for the treatment, I said, this is Gayatri time. You do your Gayatri. Let the doctor do what the doctor has to do. He's qualified, she's qualified. Both are working on your mouth. Guru Maharaj, I really practically kept my mind away, and I was doing my Gayatri and they were doing their work. In fact, I told her, please tell your patients, they will also be benefited. So it was really a nice experience of my life. And Guru Maharaj, you said we should be afraid of Maya. Yes, it is really. And you should be afraid of losing Krishna consciousness because Maya is very attractive. So that was a teaching for me, and I said that yes, Maya is very attractive and I should stay away from it as much as I can. And another thing I felt, yes, whatever facilities I have, I must use in the service of the Lord. Though they are material, they look material, but if I use it for His service, it will become spiritual. So this was a great teaching to me, and I'm really thankful to you, Gurudev. I have no words to express my feelings to you.
Malini.
Haribol Gurudev. I just wanted to reflect on the day we went to the 5 Goswami temples, all before like 11 a.m. I felt like what I loved was once we jumped in the river at the Radha Madan Mohan temple, it was like we had to have utter surrender because we just jumped in this raging river and we couldn't do anything about it after that. We were just going along everywhere to all the temples, and you were like our fearless leader, blissed out, and it was nice because we really had to surrender. There's no way out. Oh, and also, one thing I'm going to take away is when you said, if you're bored, you're not paying attention to the holy name.
Right.
So.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I wanted to thank you and Mataji and the entire team who has put together this yatra for allowing me to enter into Vrindavan Dham with you. I know that personally I don't have any qualification, but I'm extremely grateful. And sorry. I was thinking about Bhaktivinoda Thakur's song Shuddha Bhakta Charan Renu, where he mentions Gauramara Sesabasthana. So he's saying that I wanted to visit all the places that are associated with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates. So all the places that many places that we visited, it felt like Chaitanya Charitamrita was coming alive because Mahaprabhu went to that place, Mahaprabhu went to this place. So it was so satisfying because what we read, now we can actually see that place and we can connect. It makes our connection with the books more deeper because next time when you read that section, you also remember that place. So I was appreciating Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and all the acharyas who have painstakingly given us those books for us to read and then also experience. And the second point I had was I always had, whatever the class that you gave at Chiksholi, I thought that was one of the best classes I ever heard. Especially you spoke about spontaneous devotional service, but whenever we hear about spontaneous devotional service, it seems so high that we actually can't relate with it. But the part that you mentioned, which really stuck to me, was that spontaneous devotional service also has a pattern. So it's not just random. And even the most ecstatic symptoms that Srimati Radharavani was experiencing, Prajalpa, Pajalpa, and all those things, it's not random. It's all also based on a certain thing that is written in Nectar of Devotion. So that made me realize that spontaneous is not just willy-nilly anything, but we actually have to dive deep into the Shastras to even get to the point where we can even recognize the symptoms. So that was really nice that you mentioned. And you said that uninterrupted, unmotivated devotional service is Manjari Bhav. So that was also very relatable. It was not that something very high, but the basics is what we have to keep doubling it down. So I'm very grateful for that, whatever you have taught. I know there are many more things, but I want to stop here. Thank you. Thank you so much for that.
1, 2, 3, 4. Keep your numbers and fight for them.
Hare Krishna, Guru
Hare
Maharaj.
Krishna.
So this was my first yatra in Puri and Vrindavan, and it was a very special experience, something I've been wanting to do for the past 2 years. First time I've been able to do it. So as I reflect on the yatra, one word comes to mind, and that is vulnerability. So in true spirit of this yatra, I looked up the etymology for vulnerability. So the vulnerability, it originates from Latin, and the word vulnus means a wound, and the verb vulnere, meaning to wound, hurt, or injured. And it originated in Latin around early 1600s, describing the susceptibility to physical harm, later expanding to include psychological and emotional exposure. And the reason I feel this is relevant to me is because I've required vulnerability to allow myself to break down barriers of the false ego, forget my material knowledge, material standing, and become completely absorbed in the sound vibrations of the Dham, the sound vibrations of Srila Prabhupada, and your lectures, and of course of the assembled devotees. Specifically, I required vulnerability to do book distribution in the 2 dhams. It was a new and exhilarating experience, again requiring vulnerability, approaching someone who knows much, much more than you, like a Rajvasi, or someone living in Jagannath Puri. But I followed the process, and I want to once again thank you and Guru Ma and the organizers for an amazing experience, and also my husband, Anuttama Prabhu, for joining me on this adventure. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. So several devotees know this, but about a month before the yatra started, I was part of a near fatal car accident in South India. And I realized that based off of where I was in the car, but from a physics standpoint, probably should have left my body on the spot, but I didn't. But when I was recovering, there were many well-wishers of mine that were trying to convince my parents, and they mean very well, my parents and myself, to cut my India trip short, send me back to the States, which would mean that I don't come on this yatra. And I was not happy with this, and I was planning all sorts of arguments and threats and everything. I knew exactly what to say to push the right buttons against my parents so they could let me go. But while I was doing this, I started to examine myself. And I remembered that this philosophy that Krishna doesn't let anybody into the Dham. One has to just qualify themselves. And upon intense examination, I realized that I'd always taken Krishna consciousness for granted because I more or less grew up in the movement. A lot of things kind of just came to me. But this was the first time that if I wanted to have a Krishna conscious experience, I would really have to fight for it. And so I used my recovery time to really develop the eagerness to come to the Dham, because as it says, Tatra mulyam api lolyam ekalam. The only price that one has to pay for Krishna consciousness is eagerness. But that eagerness isn't cheap. It's not that you just go to the store and buy it. Eagerness, it's something that has to be developed by sustained hearing and chanting. And you were talking about Madhavendra Puri earlier today, about how his own eagerness and willingness to go all the way to Orissa to bring all this sandalwood for his Gopal back home. That is what caused Krishna to reciprocate and say in Ramuna, okay, you don't have to go all the way back. Just do this little bit. So I realized I had to just pray so hard to Krishna that I'm really going to make an effort to leave my material desires behind and not take Krishna consciousness for granted. Otherwise, there's no reason I should be in the Dham if I'm just going to keep doing my own thing here in the Dham and back afterwards. If I want to actually make spiritual progress, that's the only reason I should be here. And so I'm so grateful for this whole thing because it forced me to go deeper. And when I came here, I started to notice the effect of my eagerness because I'd come on yatras with you and other places in the Dham previously. But I noticed that I was at least trying to be more attentive in the classes. I was valuing more the quality of my japa. I was trying to make the interactions with other devotees more Krishna conscious instead of just social and stuff. So it really showed me the power of eagerness in devotional service, because that's the only price that we have to pay. But like I said, it's not very basic. It sounds very simple, but it's quite deep. On this note, I'd like to thank a few people. First, Divyanam Prabhu and Shraddha Mataji. I mean, obviously, everyone has something to thank for them, but I was able to get a lot of my questions answered with regards to accommodations for my health situation, which they were more than gracious about accommodating for. During the yatra, Siddhanta Sagar Prabhu, Shammohini Mataji, Radhamohan Prabhu and family, Arunakeshavi Mataji, Mahabhakt Prabhu and family, Satya Sankalpa Prabhu, Siddhanta, I already said you, Anukul Seva Prabhu, Jishnubhaya, so many other devotees came and stepped in to help me with luggage and other things. I'm really grateful to all of you. I hope I didn't cause anyone too much of an inconvenience that affected their yatra experience, but I'm really grateful that your help made me allowed to come and do some service here in the Dham. And then finally, thank you, Maharaj and Mother Nirakula for putting this on every year and leading everything. I remember when one of my family members told me, you can just always go to Dham later. You don't have to come now. My first thought was, what am I going to do without Vaisheshika Prabhu in the Dham? What's the use if I don't get an association of the pure devotee in the Dham? So thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. I want to thank you for leading this yatra. It is very inspiring to see you and time utilization I see of all the devotees led by you during this yatra, and reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Kirtan, lecture, everything is just perfection of Krishna consciousness. Vrindavan feels more beautiful every time I come here, and the more I listen about it from your mouth, from your words, it just feels that it's revealing more and more beauty. I just feel it's very powerful to hear about the pastimes at the pastime places, and it touches my heart much more, and it stays in my memory much more. I feel inspired to utilize my time better even after the yatra. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much. I missed last year's yatra, and I was really eager. and praying I could come for this year. And I'm happy I'm here. And that really made me feel that how important it was me to be in the yatra. That missed 1 year really made me feel and understand how important it is. I really, when we go to the temples, but when we go with you and see the temples and hear the lecture, especially at Radha Madan Mohan, even last time when we went, it was so powerful. Again, this year, again, I was like, somehow when I have been to Madan Mohan so many times, but it's when we go with you, the aura of the temple and the importance is understandable when we go with you. So thank you for taking us each and every time with such amazing places and giving us your time. I would really, and one of the best was like when we went to Radha Shyam Sundar temple, and they were constantly saying, no mics, no phones, no mics, no phones. And then when we were doing the kirtan for Radhe Shyam, I think that was the best kirtan. Without mic, we had the most amazing kirtan. And I really wanted to thank Shraddha and Devanam Prabhu and everybody who is working tirelessly for these amazing yatras. Thank you.
One, two. We're running out of time fast. 1, 2, 3. Here.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. I'm following the same mood as Ujjwala Rasa Mataji. I want to thank you for showing down through your eyes, through your vision. That was my intention, to come here and understand your mood, how you see it, how you see Krishna's Leelas, how you understand philosophy. It's fully... thank you so much. And it really helps, like, not only like reading philosophy, but when you're in that place and you discovering and you explain like how you should feel about these things. Not only like the information, what happened there, or philosophy, how you should like take it there in the right, in the proper mood for, like I feel for myself, like for my level. It's what should be like appropriate way, how I should get that perception. And also the moment when you were telling yesterday in Brahmananda Ghat, that when Krishna sees that, feels your desire to listen, that physical sound transformed into spiritual sound. That was really amazing for me, because I was thinking that's just physical material thing, how just that vibration goes to my ears and becomes spiritual. But you just explained how it touches Krishna's feet, gets those particles and becomes spiritual. Thank you so much. It was amazing. Hare Krishna.
Rangi.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, thank you so much again for this wonderful yatra, and thanks to Krishna for allowing us to come year after year. I had many significant moments. Lot of incredible things happened in this yatra, very heart touching. But I'll just mention the key moment that happened for me was at Raman Reti, when the uproarious kirtan was going on at the Raman Reti. You described it as spiritual pandemonium yesterday in the class. I love that phrase. It was a sublime experience for me. Where we are, we don't have a lot of association, so often feel alone, and it feels like, are we the only one doing this, following this process? And then you come here and there are, pure devotees like yourself, and then our amazing God brothers and God sisters who are following this process. And then in Raman Reti, the Vrajvasis joined in, and here these are like, the topmost devotees in the world who have endorsed this process. So all this, sitting in silence will, like this other spiritualists say that sitting in silence will calm your mind, but I feel that just agitates my mind. I feel more anxious and all kind of thoughts and over-imagining, overthinking. But there in that moment, I just took a few moments for myself, watching everybody dance, like crazy dancing going on. it was so peaceful. I felt the most profound stillness. All the fears, all the anxieties went away, and it's like, okay, this is it. So it felt like you're not alone. These people are convinced, and these people have endorsed this process. So every time I come here to the yatra, I feel so charged up again until it ebbs away, and then I need the charge again next year. I also had a question. I'll just, if you have time, please answer. It's a very basic question, but I always struggle with it. How do we know that our service is satisfying to Krishna? We are always saying that service should be pleasing to Krishna. It should, I feel like I'm putting my heart and doing my service with focus, attention, absorption. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just doing something. And how do I know that Krishna is pleased with it and not I always wonder about this.
Well, short answer is to have confirmation from your Guru Jana. The example of Srila Prabhupada, that he was keen on following the order of the spiritual master, but you'll notice that he reconfirmed it. I talked about that in Jagannath Puri, and I think I'll also mention it here. The Prabhupada had met his guru more than a few times, several times, but in some of those meetings he asked them, how may I serve? In some ways he felt estranged from the core, because at that time most of the servants were matbasis, who were sannyasis or brahmacharis. And he was a grahastha, so he asked his guru, how can I be of service? And he told him, as you know well, at Radhakund, about printing books. If you ever get money, print books. He confided in him that they were very dear to him, and he could see that from the printing presses. But he also had inquired from him again a fortnight before Srila Bhaktisiddhanta had left the world. He wrote again and said, can you reconfirm what you'd like me to do? And his guru wrote back just before his passing and said that if you take this to the Western countries, that will be the best service for you and for those who help you. Spread it there, it will be good for them. And it will be good for the world, and it will be good for those who help you do it. So if you get confirmation to those who are in your upline, that can be encouraging. I always ask my wife, said, Nirkula, how did it go? Because it's hard to see ourselves, what's really happening. And if you have those around you, also confidence that you can ask how things are going, that can be helpful also. And Krishna will also give you confirmation. Prabhupada indicated that, because he was also asked that question. And he said different things. One of them was that you feel satisfied. The chapter we're reading now, where Vyasadeva is expressing to his guru, which is the principle I was first talking about, he said, I'm feeling dissatisfied. Am I doing something wrong? And sometimes that means you need a little adjustment. And so you can also tell when you're aligned, well, you'll feel some reciprocation from Krishna. But that's not so easy, so you have to have at least 2 ways to verify. It can be very helpful. Okay? 1, 2. Oh, 1, 2, 3. And then that's it?
Yeah.
Okay. And we have tomorrow too. Unless anybody's, if you're leaving before tomorrow, then I'll make sure to get you in now. Okay, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. 2 days back, I just walked into the class. I heard you saying that we are directly going to listen directly from Srila Prabhupada now. So I took that literally, and I was thinking that maybe we will play Prabhupada's lecture now. Then I saw that you are going to read 1.5.16. We are going to read that, and we are going to read from Srila Prabhupada books. It's directly listening from Prabhupada is what you said. So I'm really inspired by your attachment to the Srila Prabhupada books. In this holy dham, I am begging and hoping that I get maybe 100 and thousands and maybe fraction of that desire and assimilate the Prabhupada's books and knowledge. That's the first one I wanted to share. Second one, Sarvavandya and I always look for the opportunity to physically take the association of you. We know this yatra is 100% available for us to take the fullest opportunity. We always, last 3 years we are participating in Jagannath Puri Dham. This time also Jahnavi said we need to go to Jagannath Puri and we just decided to come to Vrindavan. Just a small background, 1 year back we came to Vrindavan and we wanted to visit Goswami's temple. We just boarded a Toto and the heavy rain, we came back. Next day we wanted to go to the Goswami's temple, and during the Mangala Arati, Sarvavandya fell and broke her leg. So we know that we cannot do that on our own. We were hoping that we participate in Vrindavan leg and take. By your mercy, this time seamlessly we visited all the Goswami's temple. Very grateful to that. I'm very grateful for you and Guruma and all the organizers, participating devotees for making this very spiritually memorable for me, this yatra. I'm a little remorseful that I'm not able to take any small services or big services here. I'm seeking your blessing in upcoming yatras. I can do a little more service here and maybe assimilate more through the service. Okay, thank you. Thank you for this
Tathastu.
opportunity.
Haribol. Okay?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
These sharing these reflections, they're a reminder to me that we are getting to the end of the retreat. So it builds on a little bit of a separation anxiety. Reflecting on the entire yatra as an experience, I feel that if the spiritual experience connects us to a higher taste, then the memory of that spiritual experience connects us to an even higher aftertaste. And I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Shamahini.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. These last almost 11 days have been very transformational. There are so many precious jewels that we've picked up on all the different places that we were able to go with you. There are 3 things that really stand out for me personally. The first one is your repeated emphasis on there's no one like Lord Chaitanya. Because in my current situation in life with all the attachments and the baggages or bags that I have literally to carry, I don't have the same intensity of feeling, the same intensity of sadhana, the same intensity of sharing Krishna consciousness. But somehow, by your arrangement, by Lord Chaitanya's mercy, I'm a part of this winning team. And because there's no one like Lord Chaitanya, that gives me hope. The second thing that you said, it's not just about the content of what we read, but it's about the mood and the mission, the mood that we pick up. So it's a reminder, the bhajan that you sang at Chiksoli that Malini Mataji was referring to, and in the end, Brajaras Jadi Pauri Ajasra Smara Smara, following the footsteps of the Rupanugas. The way to attain the highest perfection is just to follow the mood and the mission of our authorities, and that's, I don't have to complicate things or overthink. And the last one that you mentioned today at Radhakund, that it's a place of great importance, and we should never feel entitled, but rather Srila Prabhupada has allowed us the opportunity to be there. He's allowed us an entry to experience what we witnessed there. And so that thing to always remember that it's not an entitlement, and by the same logic that I don't know how we got fortunate enough that we got caught up in your circuit, if that's the right word. Somehow or the other, Krishna allowed us to be a part of it, and I'm just so grateful. Thank you so much.
Whoa. This is too nice. It's amazing how when we go as a group, we share everybody's enthusiasms, their talents. Everyone has some unique way that they contribute to the yatra. And the combination is wholly uplifting. I've been comparing it to a beverage. I have a friend, God brother, whenever he'd talk about Krishna Katha, the way he'd say it, it sounded like a drink. And I wanted to have some. And the more I think about, how people dabble in things, because living entities like combinations and permutations, there was only 3 kinds of ice cream when I was a kid: chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. That's it. When Baskin Robbins came out, my brother and I freaked out. We couldn't sleep at night because it's all the flavors. And I just think about all the flavors we find in the Dham. And then if you start mixing and matching, it's like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Puri. And in Jagannath Puri, there's different moods and personalities. And then let's mix it with Vrindavan. And then Mayapur. And then we're already thinking ahead to all the other yatras. You start thinking of us mixing these flavors or drinks, as I was given that metaphor last night. It's kind of intoxicating beverage. And it becomes a lifestyle. You can just see how I'm amazed that people. I've always loved Govardhan Hill because of the devotees there who walk around every day. I'm mesmerized by the process that just walking and walking and walking and expressing your devotion with every step. And they're so determined and stoic. I've never seen anybody unhappy doing Dandavat Parikram. What to speak of walking around? Nobody ever scowls at somebody else. People, they're flat on the ground, even kids on vacation. It's like, kids, we're going on vacation. Where are we going? Dandavat Parikram. Jump in the car. They don't have a car. Everyone's happy, blissful. And it's the greatest experiment in entering the spiritual world to see what it's like. It's unlimited. And the flavors are unlimited. The personalities are unlimited. The relationships are unlimited. And the devotees there they're only interested in more and more ways to figure out to serve Krishna in more colorfully, artistically, as we heard, the different kinds of talents people have for intellect. There are smart people like Uddhava. There are artists like Chitra that we went to. And all of them together, it's just, I love what you said. Who said it was a river? Yeah, and you just get pulled along through the Dham too. You get pulled into the doorways like, are we really going in there? Too late now, you're in. And then you go into a whole other world, wasn't it? When we went into Radharaman, we were on the outside, I was like, are we going to fit? Because I've been in a lot of places recently where we definitely didn't fit. And, we got in there and all of a sudden, they're playing all these ragas really enthusiastically. And watching the Brijbasis, they're so happy. That kirtan we had the other day, when everyone just went crazy and just started dancing, and the one on the outside, those ladies come up and that gets in you. It just gets in you. And then, if you get back to the suburbs in America, like, where is everybody? Come on, where's some animals? You got any animals here? There's nothing. Everyone's driving along. Get out of my way. So, yeah, it's just full of character, the Dham, and so fun. And it's highly authorized. It's a great program. Prabhupada invited us here so we can come. And when we take it back and give it out to people, then we get more and more qualification to come, because this is what pleases Krishna the most. Definitely what pleases Prabhupada the most. He loved it when we'd come here, and he'd love it when we go back, because he knew we were taking everything from the Dham in our heart, and we were going to be able to give it to the people who are suffering because they have nothing. They're in a desert, dying, and we have that opportunity. We're so lucky. So lucky. And it's just been a joy being with all of you. And yeah, let's do it again. Krishna willing. Krishna willing. Yeah, also today when we were walking through Radhakund, rickshaw went by and I saw all the red chairs piled on top, and I thought, it's like, one of those we're nomads. We move from one place and actually bring all our stuff out of Africa or something like that. Fantastic. Well, we've got tomorrow. We had a short one today because we worked hard today. We got in, it's hard work sitting in a rickshaw. Contemplating your mortality. And we have one more day. And those of you who have to leave, we're going to really miss you, because it's amazing. It's like one person goes and it's like, what happened to our team? Where are they? We feel separation, but that's sweet too, just to know you love the devotees. Everyone matters. So we have a few announcements. I saw Divyanam come in, but he probably disappeared. Where is he? He's so quiet. Yeah. Divyanam? You want to say anything, or are you dumbstruck?
Mataji, would you... Okay, while she's getting ready for the announcements, if I could just share a few thoughts, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah, share, please.
I think first and foremost, I want to thank you and Guru Maharaj for giving us this service and allowing us to come to Dham with you. I think for us, it's a very exhilarating experience to come to the Dham, and there's no end to it. But somehow or other, for the whole year, either we are in the Dham, or we are thinking of the Dham, or we are planning to get to the Dham. So that way, our lives, I have to say, has been really blessed by your and Guru Maharaj's blessings. For both of us, my family, Vindarika, Sachi, my parents. So I'm extremely grateful to both of you to begin with, and thank you for allowing us to do this service. Also, I want to reflect on a couple of things. I think just being with you, my wife's favorite place is Radhakund. Practically, when I got married, she was living in Radhakund. So, and I had to look up in the map for the first time when she said I'm in Radhakund, where that place is, because I had no idea, to be honest. And nor was I so much interested, apart from the fact she said, I'm right now in Radhakund these days. And I said, okay, let me look up where it's in the map. And now, a few years, well, at least, many years down the line, my whole family, my sister, my parents, and I think, and more importantly, coming to the Dham and this idea of the yatras came from her. So, yeah, I'm very grateful to Vindarika Ramya, who's there, seating behind. So
Where is
without
she?
her, I couldn't do anything. We were sitting on a breakfast table one day after the COVID. Job was at risk. I didn't know what to do. She said, I wanted to become a coach. And she said, we haven't got money to give you a course to coach. Why don't you go and start doing something, taking people to Dham and help people bring to Krishna consciousness? I said, that's like a good idea. So we both put together a little simple brochure. And like I think in a week, we had like 45 people who booked on the yatra. So, and then we thought, who are we going to the Dham with yatra? I had then had to request Maharaj, would you please come? So Guru Maharaj very kindly accepted, and for the first time we came to Vrindavan with Maharaj in Kartik. And I remember that Karthik, after COVID, we could hardly see anybody on the roads. It was very different. I mean, it was busy, but nothing like this actually. So yeah, I'm grateful to her to allowing for me to come to Krishna consciousness and now to be able to come to Dham. Grateful to many other devotees. I've seen such amazing exemplary Vaishnavas doing such dedicated service. One of my, well, there are many who are favorite, but I'm going to just try and name few. The whole audio video team has just been a delight for the eyes actually to watch. It's just incredible, all of you, including Damodar Bandhu Prabhu. Today I was thinking next time I'm going to come to the Dham, I need at least 3 phones, because today I had 3 calls coming on my phone. You know, one was from Damodar Bandhu Prabhu about the location, other from the AV and the audio team. It's just incredible how devotees are so organized, and no surprise, Shraddha Mataji is leading all of us because she's super organized, and that's why it's coming through to all of us actually. So I think, yeah, it's just been incredible having this whole system, being things ready, you know, the devotees setting up the places when we walk into the, it just helps bring the momentum to the whole yatra and keep things on time. So yeah, very grateful to the devotees, all the devotees who's been helping us with the totos and rickshaws, and you know, a devotee, Raj Prabhu, who works in my team with me and Vindarika, he's here. Where is Raj Prabhu? He's here? Maybe he's out. But yeah, without him, I couldn't do whatever we've been doing. So I'm really grateful to Raj Prabhu. He's behind the scenes, but does a lot. So let's show our appreciation to him. Yeah, grateful to the UK devotees who came with us and to the US ISV devotees or rest of the world. It's an opportunity for us to serve. In Jagannath Puri, I do try and take it easy because of Shraddha Mataji, things are much more organized. But in Vrindavan, we get an opportunity to try and be there and serve in some more, little bit more in capacity. So we got that opportunity. And yeah, and seeing Chikuja Venu Prabhu leading the book distribution, like it's just amazing over the years. I think it's incredible. Yeah. I work very, very closely with him in UK. So he's the partner in crime with me in Sankirtan in England. But seeing him coming to the Dham and taking it to the next level is just so incredible. For me, I'm more excited because he's going to take that back into UK now. So Prabhu, get ready. So we got to do many Bhagavatam sets this year. So I think I'll try and end there. One of my favorite places is Ted Kadam. I'm having to leave tomorrow, but I had a long discussion back and forth, you know, how am I going to manage? And I'm a person who book things, then I plan later. So I said to my wife, you know, we need to go to Ted Kadam, even if it is for half an hour, we'll try and fit it in. So tomorrow morning, by Guru Maharaj mercy, I will try to come to Ted Kadam. But after that, I have another commitment which I have to go for. But my father will step in. He'll come in tomorrow. My wife is still here, Raj Prabhu is here, and of course, you're in Shraddha Mataji's hand. So I just want to thank everyone for giving us the opportunity. My parents got blessed because they got the opportunity to cook. My sister, Tungabhadra, she's there. She got initiated last year by Guru Maharaj. So yeah, we all been somehow blessed to have wonderful service. So thank you, Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Shraddha Mataji, for allowing it.
After that, I have nothing to say. Let's give a big round of applause to the
Sadhu, sadhu.
Hari Hari Bol.
Palo. Hari, Hari.
Yeah, I would just ditto everything that Divyanam Prabhu mentioned about the amazing services that you all have done. We started going and organizing these yatras from 2013, and we missed only 1 year, and that was because of the COVID. And this was the smoothest ever yatra for me, from my perspective. It was very smooth, and it's thanks to all of you. It was amazing teamwork everywhere that I saw happening, so thank you for that. And again, I'll repeat Guru Maharaj's words that when it comes to thanking, I'll always go back thinking I forgot this name and I forgot that name. So that's why I started early this year trying to say my thanks. I would just like to add and acknowledge two of the devotees, Nitai Kripa Prabhu from UK and Rasayana Katha from India, who were behind the designing of these posters. So it's one thing to design a poster, and another thing is to hang them. Those are two. It requires a totally different process. So our Chakadola Prabhu in the back was, busy masterminding the whole thing. And then you all might remember, those who came from Puri, that we had quite an adventure getting into Vrindavan. And so by the time we entered here, it was, I was just going through my head that we have to find the posters, we have to lay them out, we have to design the scheme, how we're going to put them, how we put the thread and all. And lo and behold, I saw Haladini Shakti Mataji was here and Damodar Bandhu Prabhu was there, and they had done almost everything there. So then, big round of applause to them as well. And of course, even the general manager of this hotel came in the night here. He sat with us. Raj Parde Prabhu was there. Chakadola Prabhu left his broadcasting service and jumped into the posters. We had to pull him back and say, no, you need it there. So thank you so much for that. And thank you, Guru Maharaj, for your guidance on choosing the pictures and the pastimes here as usual. I really appreciate that. Then coming to what we have won for tomorrow, as Divanam Prabhu mentioned, that we are going to go to Ter Kadam and also to Vrindakund. So we're going to assemble in front of the hotel reception at 7 a.m. in the morning. And there will be packed breakfast for all of us. Now you have three choices. Devnam Prabhu is laughing. Yeah, so you can eat it while you're waiting to board the bus. You can honor the prasadam while you're on the bus. Or, if you want to eat in a stationary location, when we reach Ter Kadam, we'll give you a 30-minute break to honor the prasadam. And we'll start the Krishna Katha at 9 a.m. We'll be there for about an hour or so. And then there's also Babaji on the temple. He also likes to speak, but he'll be speaking after Guru Maharaj. And then from there, we'll depart to Vrindakund, where we'll have more Kirtan and Katha. So after that, we'll be there about 11:45. We'll be at Vrindakund. Then we'll come back to the hotel, reaching about 1:15 p.m. when prasadam will be ready for all of you. What we're going to do tomorrow, we'll again announce it later in the afternoon there as well. Any questions on tomorrow's program or movements or anything? No, there won't be any morning program because today is a long night for all of us. And then we'll have the program there at Ter Kadam, because I really liked what was our experience at Brahman Ghat, right? Having the katha there, it was early in the morning, so let's do that in the fresh air rather than in an air-conditioned environment like this one. So we thought.
Shraddha, I just want to mention our logistics in that. We've been learning by experience that Vrindavan has become a lot more crowded. And the last time we were here, we got caught in a lot of traffic jams, because we had morning programs here and then we'd go out, and by the time we'd hit the road we were stuck, and by the time we were coming back we were stuck. In Puri, many of you noticed we had morning program, Chana Japa together, which was really nice, and then had class. And here it's calculated that we're leaving early so that we don't spend time stuck in traffic, and trying to do more of the hearing and chanting together. We're not trying to skip the morning program. We're just trying to make sure we're not spending half our time in a rickshaw or a car or a bus somewhere stuck on the road.
Thank you so much, Maharaj, for that reminder. Okay. Now, those who are from ISV, this is a question for you. So when we use the word Pa, what comes to your mind? Pa. Huh? Hansapriya Mataji's dad. So how many of you met him while he was here a couple of days ago? Yeah, so just wanted to mention that Pa actually sponsored one of the lunches the day before yesterday in memory of Hansapriya Mataji's mom and his wife, Haripriya Mataji. So just wanted to thank him with a round of applause for him. And it's also Bhakti, His Holiness Bhakti Tir Swami Maharaj's Vyas Puja. So our dear Gopal Prabhu over here has sponsored Sohan Papri for everybody for breakfast. Now, at our hotel, management has, because this is Holi festival and the spirit of Holi, I know quite a few of you have already experienced getting that colored thing on your faces. It's called gulal in Hindi. And so what people do during the festival of Holi is they exchange gulal. There's several ways of exchanging it. They can color your face with that very roughly, or they just give you a packet of gulal. So they came with a huge big package and said, we have got packet of gulal for everybody here. So what I would say is, I know you have an international flight where luggage is a restriction. Please do accept the gift. Don't leave it lying around here because that's not proper, right? Accept the gift and you'll have several opportunities to give it to somebody, right? There's so many people playing outside the Holi and they'll be very appreciative of getting that gift from you. So just pass along the gift that they have given you. And then there's also one gift from here, from the Yatra to all of you. And so this is to do with the paraphernalia of Lordship. And so it's a white metal thing. So I'm packing everything tonight. So you please collect your gifts. I still have some of the Sohan Papri left from Monday. Some of you haven't collected that. And so that was all from me tonight. Any other last minute questions?
I just wanted to mention that today, actually in the Braj, officially Holi has started. So the traveling between 9 o'clock till about 8 p.m. is going to be very, very difficult within Vrindavan. Even the rickshaws to take you to Lohi Bazaar, many will say this. And so just try and do what you have to do and just work around morning, evening, especially those who are staying here on 27th, day after. Tomorrow, of course, we have the parikrama, but it has become incredibly busy. This is after the Kartik, it's one of the busiest time in Braj. And the Holi, you will see people throwing colors everywhere starting from tomorrow. In where we are going, not so much in Vrindavan and in Ted Kadam, but rest of the places, the Holi has officially started in Braj. So just be very careful as you're moving around. I just wanted to mention that.
What do you mean, be careful while we're moving around? In what ways would you like us to be careful?
Well, you
want us to wear old cloth? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think Shraddha Mataji's given the Gulal packets. If you want to play, then feel free. That it has another flavor in Braj of playing Holi. If you want to do it.
Good defense is best defense is good offense. Is that what you're saying? Thank you, Divyanam Prabhu. Dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Shri Gaurnitai, Shri Shri Panchatattva, Shri Shri Krishna Balaram, Shri Shri Radhesham, Lalita Vishaka. If you so desire, please let all the experiences we've had here in the Dham invade our hearts and minds, overwrite any of the crass and discordant images we've had from being in the material world and replace them with the beautiful transcendental vibrations and joy of the spiritual world that we've experienced here in Sri Vrindavan Dham. And may we expand those feelings in our own hearts by arranging for Harinam Sankirtan, massive transcendental book distribution, prasadam distribution all over the world, to please your lordships. Thank you for considering our request. Om Tat Sat. Everyone who agrees with this prayer, or I should say, anyone who agrees with this prayer in whole or in part, please say Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Vanchakalptaruscha kripasinabhi.